Now on Talking Solutions, want to welcome back again the Executive Director of the Shade Tree Shelter, Marlene Richter.
Thank you. Good morning.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Also with us, Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
That's right.
I talk about this subject ongoing because it's so important. I was concerned when I was discussing it with someone else a few weeks back. We were talking about the national numbers for domestic violence. Mm-hmm. They were saying nationally about 1 in 4 women are affected by domestic violence at some point in their life. But then I heard some numbers about Southern Nevada, and the numbers seem to be higher.
Not only are the numbers higher, but we've been learning when domestic violence is happening inside a house, more children are now involved, and those numbers are now past 60% of the children are directly part of the abuse, directly part of the interpersonal violence. So not only do they see it, not only does it traumatize them to see two people that they love in this horrific situation where one is being abused and belittled and demeaned by the other, but it's also now their fear factor. We're also learning that in the homes that include a pet, it was in the past about 40% of those pets were also directly linked to the violence, and that's now upwards of 60 and 70% as well. So when we talk about domestic violence awareness and we think it's between two adults, and we think if we were in their shoes, we would do something different, it's a whole different awareness because the entire family is in danger. Victim, children, pets, and we've heard about it in neighbors, workplace, daycare centers, and so forth. When you think that it only stays inside of one room, that's absolutely not true. And we must stand up for the victims. We must stand up for services to be safely delivered and to stand with our law enforcement that go in every day and help with the rescues. We must stand with them.
I'm speechless at these numbers. Marlene, is it that we truly have a higher incidence, or is it higher awareness of the situations, or is it some combination of both?
We ask that question all the time, and 20 years ago, women were afraid to come forward. And if they did come forward, it depended on how a victim, not just women, but how a victim came forward as to whether or not they were believed, whether or not they were helped, whether or not they had somebody to stand with them. And now that we're so much more aware of how horrific these relationships are and how endangered the people are that are trying to escape, we're counting now in a different way. I don't know that it's more or less. I just know that the numbers and the people and the stories and the situations that we're hearing, it's just horrible what's happening. Not only the ones that are getting free, but also the stories that come forth in the news of the ones that didn't get out, that didn't get free, or that got free and got chased down. So I don't have an answer. If it's more, if it's less. What I do know is the call to action today is huge. It's enormous in our community.
I see so many good things about Southern Nevada and the people who are willing to do something to help in so many different situations.
Yes.
But the numbers and the situations regarding domestic violence bring me to my knees every time I talk about it. I can't believe that it's as horrendous. I've got to stand up and face this. I don't know exactly what we can do to make this better. It's so important that Shade Tree exists. It's so important that you also have Noah's Animal Shelter so that those people with the children and with the pets are able to bring everyone out of that situation. Because as you mentioned, they're all being affected.
Yes, we can't leave anybody behind. Thank you for those kind words about our services. And what we can do is not only help in this particular effort that we're talking about today, but on a daily basis, be aware. Be aware of your coworkers, your family members, your neighbors, what you might think doesn't sound right, look right, or feel right. If your children are coming back home and talking about something, pay attention because you might be the one to help get services to the one that's in danger. You might be the one that could say, did you know there's help 24 hours a day? Whether it's the hotline or whether it's our shelter or whether it's calling 911, it doesn't matter. You might be the one listening today to be the one to help save the life today.
If you are so blessed that you don't deal with a domestic violence situation.
Absolutely.
The least we can do is look out at our friends, neighbors, the people in our circle who may be affected, and to make sure that they have the information.
Yes. And the information is available by website. We have Twitter, which is at Shade Tree Vegas. We also have a Facebook page. Other people can look us up and share the information with people. If folks that are listening know that their life is in such danger that even if they looked, they could get harmed, then the neighbor, the friend, the coworker, the family member can look and share the information. There's no boundary at all. The 24-hour open door is true. We're at 1 West Owens, corner of Main Street and Owens Avenue, and it doesn't take police involvement unless your life is in danger. If you can take a bus there, drive there, if your friend can bring you there, however you want to get there, if you want to come straight from work or straight from your children's school, any safety plan that works for you, we're ready and we're waiting for you.
24/7. Marlene Richter, the executive director of the Shade Tree Shelter, is with us. Lisa Taylor, also from Woodside Homes. We're going to talk about some stuff they are doing to benefit everyone with Shade Tree here in just a moment. Now, I know, Marlene, I'm sure you have a very close relationship with Metro, because when they come across a situation, when they witness or experience a domestic violence situation, they know that you are a safe place.
Yes.
24/7, Shade Tree is always there.
Yes, Metro, North Las Vegas Police Department, Henderson Police Department, also Highway Patrol, marshals, other law enforcement are in various ways called into a situation and they see what's happening. It happens on the highways. It happens in the hotels. It happens in people's homes. It's not exclusive to the domestic situation that's under their roof. Those escalations and dangerous moments happen all the time, and not just to people that live here, but also people that might be traveling through or visiting. And our entire law enforcement community stands in an amazing way to help with the rescue and to offer shelter and then to provide access to the shelter, whichever is the right one for them. So it's not only the Shade Tree, but they'll get them to the right place.
If you're in a situation, if you know of someone who's in a domestic violence situation, they just need to reach out. People who are being affected by domestic violence, they don't believe that there's anyone there to help, but there is.
Not only is there someone to help, but we are the largest shelter in the state. We have room for 364 women and children. We're not going to say no to a victim. We're not. So the answer is there, and the other shelters are there. There's nothing that could stand in the way. And if you're injured, we'll make sure we get you medical care. And if you don't have your ID, it doesn't matter. Don't stay out because you don't have something that you think you need. All we need is for you to be safe. All we need is for you to show up.
Show up and they'll take care of the rest. I was on the website, theshadetree.org. They have an escape there on the upper right where if you click on it, somebody is coming around and you're looking at it and you're fearful that they're going to discover you're looking into this. It takes you to CNN. Poop! It's gone.
That's great.
There's a quick way out. We want to do this with the utmost safety.
Yes, always.
And many times, I'm sure, Marlene, the women and the children, in some cases also men, are victims of domestic violence.
Yes.
The pets, they show up together at your door with nothing. Because like you said, they've come from work. They've come directly from school with nothing to the front door.
That's right.
So they're in need of everything. Like you said, they might not have the clothes that they need or the toiletry items, anything. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
The important thing is to get those that could be in danger to a safe place, to Shade Tree. Needing those extra items is something that companies step up to help with. Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes, you've got a drive going on through November 15th.
Yes, we'll be accepting donations of clothing and supplies, pet supplies, cash donations. We're reaching out to all of the people in our communities, all of our vendors, our realtors, anyone and everyone that we can touch to help bring awareness to this crisis and help support them and get them the supplies necessary to help the women, children, pets that do show up at their door.
If I had clothing to donate, pet supplies or toiletries,
you can take these items to any one of our communities. You can visit our website at woodsidehomes.com, drop off donations at any of these communities. We also are doing a drive with Mike O'Brien on Sunday, November 6th between 10 and 12. 12 at our Sky Canyon community in Northwest Las Vegas. You can drop donations there. We're also accepting them at our corporate office, 4670 South Fort Apache. We can come pick them up. Just let us know that you have them, that you are willing to help, and we will get them.
Where did you get the idea to help the shade tree?
We actually try to reach out every year and do something during the holiday season where help is needed. We like to get involved in the community.
Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes, you're saying that we can drop off donations for shade tree at any of your communities,
Anywhere.
your corporate office on South Fort Apache.
Here.
We'll make sure they get to the shade tree. They are always sorely needed.
We will experience between 10 and 15 new families every single day. Last year, we served 6,000 women and children. So if you can imagine, as fast as you would gather the items for us, we're going to give them to the women and children, and tomorrow we're going to give them to the women and children, and the next day. And of course, with the pets, just like the people, we never know who's coming in. So all sizes of pets and all kinds of things that are going to help make them safe and make sure that when the children come to walk their dog or brush their cat or whatever it is they're going to be doing in Noah's Animal House with their best friend, that we have the items they need. So your compassion for not only the people, but also the pets helps make sure pets have everything they need, that children can enjoy their best friend just the same way that they would in our own home.
I can't overemphasize the importance of Noah's Animal House as part of Shade Tree. It's been around for how many years now?
We opened October of 2007. So 9 years we have been able to save the pets and the people at that campus. And Noah's Animal House has been such an amazing solution because not only do our domestic violence impacted families show up, but they stay. And they stay to put together a plan to move forward. So shelter is one part, but moving forward is a whole different journey. And because Noah's is there, we've been able to see families stay together and move forward together back out into either our community or another one, wherever it's going to be safe for them, with the pet right there beside them in the planning and in the process and in the success.
I am such an animal person. I can't imagine trying to escape a situation, leaving my animals behind. And I would imagine, Marlene, before the existence of Noah's Animal House at Shade Tree, that there were victims of domestic violence who did not come to you for safety because they were afraid to leave their animals behind.
Well, they knew if they left their animal behind that the animal would be abused, and they knew that they would be the reason that they had to go back. So I don't know how many people didn't come in, but I know that since then, we've been able to, for probably about 10% of the people that we serve, have a pet with them. And it doesn't matter what their pet is. We've had snakes and turtles and fish and parrots and parakeets and cats and dogs and big families of dogs and mommies and kittens. It doesn't matter. They all come along.
So if we're looking for donations of pet supplies too, Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes,
we are.
Probably need a wide array of things. Different pet foods, pet beds, pet toys, and for the kitties, maybe some kitty litter. You'd be going through that. Everything. We could use that. But that's not the only thing that you're looking to have donated between now and November 15th through Woodside Homes. You're doing an all-around supply drive for the Shade Tree Shelter. Clothing items, things for babies, toiletry items,
Towels, sheet sets, gently used clothing, diapers, baby wipes, anything and everything that you could possibly think of that you need to raise your family is needed here.
Drop it off at any Woodside Homes community, in the executive offices on South Apache. You can go to the website, woodsidehomes.com.
I think we're also working with you to get people your GoFundMe account information so that we can also have folks that may not have the time to run and drop a donation off. They can just go online and go straight to your GoFundMe account.
Wonderful. We'll post that information on both of our websites. So no matter which way the listeners remember, whether it's Woodside or whether it's the Shade Tree, then we'll be able to direct you.
We just want to get the awareness out.
And Lisa, I like that you mentioned GoFundMe because cash, one size fits all.
Cash works great.
Marlene with Shade Tree, is there anything that you need more? I guess cash.
Cash is definitely the thing that has really been the challenge with our community having gone through such an economic catastrophe, and our recovery continues. It made the situation situation where we were called upon to serve more people than we ever had before. And because we're not linked to a national charity, we are just here in Southern Nevada. It made our own donors right here in Southern Nevada really worried about their own situation. And so the opportunity to serve and the opportunity to meet the needs never changed, even though our donor base was going through their own crisis economically. So cash is very much needed in order to meet the needs of keeping a building for 364 going, and the campus and the security, which we have live security outside and inside to protect the victims. All of those things, of course, cost a lot of money. And so your support is very much appreciated, as well as the items that you might be sharing at the donation drives, at radio events, and then even bringing it to their corporate offices. That's very much appreciated because we'll put it to good use the very day we receive it.
One of the things, too, I think donors like to know that what they're giving is staying to serve our area right here. I mean, national organizations are great, but knowing that whatever you're donating, whatever money you can spare, is going to help people right here in Southern Nevada.
Yes, the people that are coming in might not be from here, but they're certainly in crisis here. But the majority of the people that we do serve are our neighbors. They literally have come out of hiding from right in our own streets, right in our own suburbs, right in our own communities, and they run for their life and then put their life back together and move out into our community again. So your investment is truly, honestly, in their success and their survival.
You might be surprised to know how rampant, that's the word I'm going to use, domestic violence is here in Southern Nevada. Chances are very good one of your neighbors, one of your friends, someone you work with, someone in your social circle is affected by domestic violence. I think the only way we can make headway against this terrible situation is to all work together to support the people who are victims of domestic violence, to keep the word out there, the awareness high. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Marlene Richter is with us, the Executive Director of the Shade Tree Shelter. Also, Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes doing this wonderful donation drive through November 15th. Lisa, this is a great thing.
It's awesome. We're excited to give back to our community.
How many sites are there for the donations?
15.
That's
15
a lot.
open communities where we will be accepting donations. We have some in the Northwest. We have some in North Las Vegas, in Henderson, the Southwest. Our corporate office is right here off of Fort Apache in Flamingo. And also, I do think we're having a bin dropped here at Beasley Broadcast.
Oh, we could take it downstairs. Lisa, I think that really shows that our economy has gone back into this growth mode. Mm-hmm. If you've got housing communities for Woodside Homes in 15 different locations throughout the area, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on out there in our community, and we hope that we can reach all of the communities and get the people that are currently living there involved. What was the stat? 1 in 4 women? 1 in 4 families are affected by this, and that hurts us all.
I really believe our numbers are even higher here than the national average, which makes me sad.
Very sad.
No matter where you are in town, take a look at the woodsidehomes.com website, and you're going to find someplace very close to you where you can donate items for the Shade Tree Shelter. Gently used clothing items, baby items, pet supplies of all kinds. You could give cash, which really comes in handy. And that donation drive with Woodside Homes is going on through November 15th.
We get asked all the time if we have bins out in the community, and we don't usually. So for those people that had things collected, but they weren't able to get down to our location, this is the prime opportunity for you to get back in that closet or in that storage bin or wherever you put the items and bring them over to Woodside Homes so that all of those items can be gathered together and brought in for the winter time. I think we have a pretty good idea that it's going to be a long winter and a lot of people are going to need our help. So if you'll bring those items to Woodside Homes, then we'll be able to make use of them.
And knowing that you have, what was the stat, Marlene? 10 to 15 different families come to you every day?
Every day. Every single day. About 500 to 550 new people will be sheltered every single month.
I'm shaking my head. I know you can't hear that on the radio, but I get stunned by the numbers. We have so much respect and gratitude for the things you and the entire staff with Shade Tree do, Marlene, on a 24/7 daily basis to help people in these desperate situations in our community?
Thank you. It's honestly an entire team that stand ready to help and an entire community standing with us that makes it possible. It's such a team approach to say, come in and we take step one, we walk the journey, and then we celebrate the successes when the survivors get a job and find a house and get the training completed or whatever their goals are. Then they leave and then we hear from them later and they tell them how the story continued. And that's the encouragement, because we see people in such crisis as they're walking in the door, and then to see them 6 months or a year later or years later, or to talk to their children and they say, my mom's still doing well. When you go to the bank or you go to the grocery store and they tell you how their mom is doing, it's an incredible process of healing. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen, and it happens right here because of our community support. It's just an incredible thing to stand with people brave enough to walk in our door yesterday or the day before.
So even though the numbers are disturbing, how many people are affected, families, pets even, who are affected by domestic violence, to see the end. You've got them at the start where they're arriving many times with nothing at your doorstep at the Shade Tree Shelter. You get them through that and you take them to the new beginning phase. I would imagine they're leaving with smiles.
They're leaving with smiles, and the things that you donate, they're leaving with. So they come in, they start their journey. When they get a house, we put together baskets and boxes for them to move out with, so that when they get their apartment or they get their house, if they didn't have what they needed, we're going to put together what we call a wish list for them. And if they have children, then games go with them. If they don't have linens, the linens go. If they have 3 children, then there's linens for 3 children that go with them. And that's all donated. We don't purchase those items. It's only with your support that we're able to not only take care of them as they arrive, but also as they leave.
See, that's the good part of a domestic violence situation. You not only rescue them at a desperate time, a time of extreme need, you also stay with them and help guide them to a safe, positive, forward path. Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds to me, Lisa Taylor with Woodside Homes, like there's all kinds of things we can be donating at any of your different communities, 15 of them around the valley.
15 open communities around the valley. Our corporate office and here at Beasley Broadcasting will have bins. Also, we will get information out on the GoFundMe account so we can also take cash donations.
Through November 15th, Woodside Homes is helping meet the needs for all the people who come to the Shade Tree Shelter. Do you know, Marlene, how many people every year you end up helping? Because I know it's thousands.
Well, for the last 3 years, it's been 6,000. One year, it was 6,500. And I think the call to action continues at this time. We know that domestic violence is a problem today in our community, and we know that we want the people to come in. So I would not expect the number to go down yet, not until we've addressed this violence in our community at its depth. So for today, our services are needed, and for now, the call to action is to shelter and to help to restore and to heal and to watch the journey coming in the front door and then moving back out into our community for now.
Being able to help the shelter meet the needs of these families, even their animals, and being able to do that through donations, be it gently used items or cash donations or whatever you got, that's a good feeling.
That's a good feeling, and it's very humbling because when you think about 6,000 people, that's a small town. That's a substantial number of generations that are going to be saved. People that might not be willing to tell their workplace that they were in danger, but then they come in and they get the items that you donated, whether it's babies and mom now has a package of diapers that you donated, or baby blankets or baby sleepers or strollers or high chairs. Whatever it is that you share is literally going to become items that that baby or the family members are going to be using, and it's a direct gift from you to them. It's not going to go through some truck or some store. Literally, they're going to say, I need this, and then we're going to go and get it and give it right to the person that's staying in shelter.
Being able to make a difference today on the show. Marlene Richter, the Executive Director of the Shade Tree Shelter. Also, Lisa Taylor with Woodside Homes. They're doing the this wonderful drive through November 15th for all kinds of supplies needed by the people who need the Shade Tree Shelter. We always ask as part of Talking Solutions. What would you say, Marlene? What can we do to help you? I think it's what we've been talking about this whole time.
And it's always those basic needs. We know families need the coats in the wintertime. They need the shoes for their children that are growing fast. They need the school supplies when they walk out the door. And then we were talking about Noah's Animal House. When I was in there the other day, I think we had about 12 cats. So if you can imagine kitty litter for 12 cats every day.
I can.
And we love that Noah's Animal House is so clean and so bright and so beautiful. And it's possible because the donations come in. And then also the collars and the leashes and the doggy beds. And we have older dogs that are staying with us, 13 and 14-year-old dogs. And we have puppies. One is under 6 months old that's staying with us right now. Several dogs that are 1 and 2 years old. And when their mommy or their kids come to get them, they want to go for a run around the campus. And so those retractable leashes and the regular tethers are very much needed. Harnesses, all the things that are going to keep our pets safe so that when they go for a run, they're still connected to the mommy that's running with them. It's possible because of the donations. So literally anything that you buy for your pets, and if you're a pet lover, toys, of course, that come home with you every single time you go to the store, you could get one for the pets that we have as well, whether it's cat toys or the dog toys or fish or whatever. It doesn't matter. We have them all. They're safe at Noah's Animal House, and we just love your support to make the day brighter for the pets that are staying with us too.
Big fan of Noah's Animal House, and I'm a board member of a charity for cats. We've got way over 100. I know how much cat litter you go through. I do get that. I do. And the other thing that really touches me as far as Noah's Animal Shelter is there's nothing that can make you feel better than spending time with your animal. And these people, be they children or adults, are going through the worst time of their lives, but their animal is still there. And they can still go and hug their animal and pet their animal and spend time with that animal because they're sheltered with their family members safely at Shade Tree right beside Noah's Animal House.
The healing journey, we talk about that unconditional love, and we almost can't measure that. But when you see it in action between a family and their pet, we get to share these little rooms called cuddle rooms that were developed inside Noah's Animal House. And you watch the woman and the dog or cat sit down in the cuddle room and have that one-to-one time bonding. There is nothing but pure calm for both of them, the animal and the owner. And it's just so remarkable to watch everything melt away because that love and that bond is there. And it's their pet. It's not a pet. It's not somebody else's pet. It's their own pet that brings that kind of healing and that kind of hope.
It's therapeutic.
It is very therapeutic. And I would not want to be without my pets. I would not want to have to choose my safety, their safety. I just can't imagine having to make that decision. And I love that they don't have to make that decision. They all come in together, and then literally it's, what time do you want to eat? Do you want to go for a walk? When do you want to sit in the cuddle room? Instead of, can we even be together? And it's a whole different journey for them because they get to have that face-to-face and nose-to-nose love and cuddles that we enjoy so much out of our pet relationship.
Shade Tree and Noah's Animal House, both very special places.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we asked Marlene what we can do to help. Lisa Taylor with Woodside Homes. We always ask with Talking Solutions, what can we do to help? I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
We need your help in donating new or gently used clothing, diapers, baby wipe, twin mattress sheet sets, towels, pet supplies, dog food, cat litter, pet collars, trash bags, paper towels, anything you can possibly think of that you use to run your household on a daily basis, we can use at Shade Tree. Cash is always great because that can be spent wherever needs are. We also will take checks, and we will take these items at any of our communities all through Las Vegas. We'll take them at our corporate office at Fort Apache and Flamingo, and also here at Beasley, and make sure that they all get to Shade Tree.
And that drive is going on through November 15th. Let's see what we can do to help load up Shade Tree and Noah's Animal House as you get toward the holidays.
That would be wonderful. And, you know, we talk in these big numbers like 6,000 people, but on a daily basis, there are 100 children that will be living in our shelter. And out of those 100 children, about 40 of them are going to be preschool and babies. So when we're talking about diapers and we're talking about wipes and we're talking about gently used clothes, our children sometimes only wear an outfit once or twice before they grow out of it. So that once or twice can become a gift to a child that can become their outfit for the winter. And as the seasons are changing literally every day around us right now, please think about the items that might be tucked away in the back of the closet and bring those out to share, because the children that have come into shelter would love to have those items too.
Your donations can make a huge difference. Marlene Richter, Executive Director of the Shade Tree Shelter. It is theshadetree.org for all kinds of information. Also joining us, Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes, woodsidehomes.com. Anything else, ladies?
I think we need to add coats to our list of clothing supplies, being that the seasons are changing.
Coats, and probably the number to the Shade Tree should somebody be worried and not want to use websites or social media.
702
385-0072. 24 hours a day, somebody's there.
702-385-0072. Always there to help. Marlene Richter from the Shade Tree, Lisa Taylor from Woodside Homes, thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.